welcome back to the Open Goal FC podcast! Hey! We have Aiden McLaughlin, the superstar, and Conroy, I would say the best player in the team. What do you think?
Ah, he's a joke, mate. See, if I'm a bit starstruck sat here, do you know why? This guy.
You mate, honestly, right, since the very start, every game, every training, maybe you were at the training as well, you're like, I'm obsessed with Aiden. Didn't you, mate?
Love him, it's a joke.
Conroy, how are you, mate? Good?
I'm good, mate. Happy
Were you working today?
No, I was the day after, so you got us the day after what, so.
Brilliant.
Same.
So last night, for the viewers, we had a five-a-side tournament last night.
Alright.
Big Brothers went mental, mate. And I mean, his team were dug shite. Wouldn't they? But
to be fair, he picked his team as well. He
picked
his team and went mental at him.
We had the 4 senior players. They picked the team. Brothers picked, I think he was first pick as well, wasn't he?
Who was the team?
No, he picked the team. I don't know who his first pick was.
Evan, Regan and Matty. And he travels with Evan.
That's a good team.
Regan tried to play Diags. He was like,
he was like, you are 3 games away if you're not travelling him with me. He was like,
he's going to end up battling him, to be fair, they're two travelling together, isn't it? He's going to end up leathering him.
Regan's started hitting channels, wasn't he?
He's hitting the balls in
right. Somebody said that last night, yeah?
He's hit one on the fence, to be fair.
Who was it? Who hit Big J Lowe was playing as well? Who was he in goals? What team did he have?
To be fair, we didn't shoot him.
They were both.
As Brock was in his team, he finished bottom, man.
Cookie, Brock, Alex and Pat.
They were shocking.
To be fair, Cookie had a good weekend, didn't he?
Fucking goals. Cookie picked that team, I don't know what you saying.
Listen, nothing goes to plan without the sponsor Who Knows Wins. Download the Who Knows Win app, Aiden, to play and join the Scottish Pick 10 League for your chance to win big cash. And the monthly prize of a signed Open Goal Broomhill FC top. We round the applause, boys. There we go. That's how we start here. Boys, Friday night was an absolute pleasure to sit at the side and watch you play that. Conroy, how enjoyable was it against Caledonian Braves?
I think that's probably, I think I would have been saying that is the best we played, but I think that has been coming the whole season. It's been building up to that performance. And sometimes I was just watching the back, enjoying them running past it, but it is so good to play in.
It's incredible.
That's the way Si wants his team to play, and as you say, that's what we want towards.
It's amazing, and I don't know if I've said this, I probably have, but when Si was taking this job, right, and I was telling people, oh, he's going to bring me in, fuck knows what he's bringing me in for today, but he's bringing me in. And everybody said, and I say, listen, he's so passionate about coaching, he wants to play a certain way, but everybody I spoke to who'd played lower league will say, you can never play like that in lower league. Or sort of the lower leagues, League 1, League 2, you can't do it the way the pitches are, the way the teams are, you just can't do it. So he watched you doing it and continue doing it Friday night. And Aidan, we've just found out this morning on the podcast that people will see it tonight. Last night they'll have seen it already now, that you were going to be getting took off in 10 minutes because you get booked.
He said that to me after the game. Well, Dell said it to me at half time. He was like, you're lucky you scored there because you kept it half.
How would you?
The goalkeeper had a good time.
But you reacted brilliantly, didn't you?
To be fair, the first 15, 20 minutes, I don't think Andy was great, but I was hopeless. And I get booked at all after about 10 minutes. And the week before, I get hooked at half time and all, so I was on a shaky peg, I think, already. So, after the first 20 minutes, I thought we were good, and like Conroy said, I thought that was probably the best we've been. I think off the ball as well, in particular, see the amount of times that we won it back in their half after the first 20 minutes, that was probably the best our press has been. And then the last 20 minutes in particular, see the amounts of times that we built right for div, all the way and get a chance.
It was that
one. Switched to me and my legs died and I got the fucking
everybody was clapping and then it ran up and kicked into the goal zone.
I didn't know that about you were potentially coming off after that time, because I messaged your CLSI and I'd said that's some reaction for Aiden getting taken off at half time last week doing that, so even better again if you started the game poorly. Saying a lot about your character, mate.
Well, I put up my Instagram story after the game. Somebody posted the photo of me, see the celebration.
It's a shocker.
So I've posted on my Insta story, and Si's actually replied to my Insta story saying, like, don't let MD tell you how brilliant you were coming off after 15 minutes.
Mate, people want to know about the goals, mate. See if your name's on that.
100%, because like I've been better than that on Friday night, but see, because I scored 2 goals, everybody's like, brilliant, but I have been better than that, but I've not scored.
What's that?
You could have made it oven at that, being shite, scoring goals.
Get the one in the last 5 minutes, who scored the winner?
But no,
do you feel as though you've only playing good the first 15?
I didn't think.
Because I didn't.
It's because we never really got on the ball, so I hadn't really touched the ball. And then when I did, I think I gave it away the first 10 seconds of the game, and then I gave it away again, and then I would get booked, and then in like the first 5 minutes, Si shouted at me for backing after them to see and they get the ball in their half. and obviously he wants us fucking tight, and I wasn't tight, and he was like, don't back off. So I think that, and then
That's
obviously
the doesn't care if you get away. It's merely your reaction. That's all he cares about.
Well, I was going to ask you, because I'm the same as Kev. I watched it and didn't particularly think you were having a poor game. I thought the first even 4-5 minutes, I thought you started well. Then there was maybe a 10-minute spell, or 5-10 minute spell after they scored. They won the gate. But for a coach's point of view, you see things differently, because maybe
100%.
things on the pitch, things that are going on the pitch, and they what you asked. So was there anything in particular?
100%. I told Si, I said to Si, you're getting it completely wrong here.
I was going to jump on that as well and say that sometimes when you're a manager and you're expecting the levels are up there, and if they aren't going there, you sometimes can make a rash decision in your head. But he composed himself, kept you on, and ultimately it's worked out in the end. But had maybe Simon been first 4 or 5 games, you probably would have found yourself off the park. But I think Simon's the first to admit he's learned quite a lot.
But he does, as I said, even before he started coaching, if he was to do it, he would make subs what's best for the team. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't. It's not about individuals or whatever. It's just what he feels at the time he sees that can help it. But on coaching, Robbie, an unbelievable win Friday night, 3-0, and I heard it was a right test for you as well, mate.
It was, mate. See, to be fair, I've honestly been pleasantly surprised at the standard of the league. It's really right. We've not played a team yet that I've not thought were decent. Either they've got good players or they're well coached, and Celtic was no different. 3-0, but I think it was 0-0 with, I think it was like 30 minutes to go, 25 minutes to go, still not neat. So again, talk about character. It was a huge test of character, because the first half was tight, but we'd probably similar to when we played East Kilbride away. We'd missed a few chances. So likewise, the Celtic Hearts would missed a few chances again. I think boys were a bit frustrated, that feeling of this could come back to bite us in the arse type thing. But the message for me and Andy was kind of, listen, I would rather it was us missing the chances than them. They'll probably be in there coming out the second half more fearful than us. So if you go out with that sort of belief, it'll come, and then sure enough, we got to go with 30 minutes to go and end up winning 3-0. So really, really good mix. They were top league at the time, so to go away to, it's obviously very early, 4 games, 5 games in, but to go away to top league and win 3-0, mate, it's really good.
Do you and Andy ever argue or bicker? But even before the game, see if you're picking the team, or do you disagree? Or
see, to be honest with you, mate, you know that before I took this, I found it very difficult to try and find somebody to do it with. I'll be honest, mate, it's been a massive help, because it's difficult to find that relationship with somebody where you can disagree, but almost kind of see their point of view from it, and if you decide to go with what they think, you're comfortable with it because you trust them. So it's very difficult to find that. But I say we disagree on things, but very rarely are we miles apart. Whereas you'll notice, like, sometimes you'll talk to somebody about football and you think, I've just got a total different point of view for you. Whereas
you
I'd say,
debate well with Andy.
Aye.
Like, in terms of, you'll give your opinion and Andy will be able to give an honest opinion back. But the opinions, although they may differ, you'll meet somewhere in the middle ground and come to a conclusion that's going to suit best for the team. And on that decision, it'll be whoever goes with what, and say, well, Andy, like, you had this idea last week. Didn't quite work, we'll try it this week. And that's what you need, I suppose, a coach. Obviously, with you and Dale, the mutes and that size, it's got a wee bit.
You're doing a sponsor sign, it's been brilliant, us two. Fucking unbelievable.
So who's actually team, man? You and Andy?
Me? No, listen, wait. I was actually going to say as well, where it's really good, because again, it's something that we've spoken about, where it's difficult to get somebody in. Sometimes, if you bring somebody in to help you out, there can be almost like a sort of power trip between some people. I've had that in the past where it's almost like, I mean him like that, for we took that training session and we were fighting after it.
Getting somebody to come in that understands that you're the manager and you're there to help me. Because sometimes people, I would imagine, there people come in there and think, oh wait a minute here, I could take his job, or I want to be the main guy and I'll be the one that make the decision.
Can't
to get
that.
No. And that's likewise, I'm likewise, if I want to do something and then he says, no, listen, I think we should do this, and I said, right, we'll go with it. See if he's proved right, I'm buzzing, because it's all about the team end, and I've learned something from it, so it's important to have that sort of relationship.
Robbie, sorry to keep coming back to you, but I'm just going to one more here with you.
Go for it, man.
You're at Thistle, mate, and you wanted to then sort of go more your own team. You took this job. Where do you see yourself going as a coach?
Very
do you want to
very deep, mate?
Very deep.
But do you? Is it
not people's jobs?
I'm not getting any questions like
that. What do you think? But do you actually want to? Is this something you want to do full time and get writing about it?
If you put me in that position, mate, I'd say that.
Are you annoyed I put you in that position? A wee bit.
He's planning in case you come for his job, and
he's wanting off, and he's Nah, if you're ask me out, right, mate, then for me personally, the long term ambition is to do it on a full time basis. What do you think about that?
No, 100%. Listen, I know. Aye. I'll stick in, absolutely. Now, lads, we've got free weekend. Conroy, what are you up to this weekend with no game?
Not too sure yet, actually, but
On a
we'll
drink?
end up.
You got a whiskey factory, though, didn't you? So
Aye. Did packaging for whiskey and that, so
Well,
we get
so
a few
a few
bottles of
whiskies.
that and just sit in the house,
Good
innit?
that you bring some in for the boys, but
Nah, sort you out if you want, to be fair.
Aidan, what about you, Sam? What you doing?
Going out, I think, aye.
Are you going out? Aye.
I think so.
Where'd you go if you're going out?
I think I'm going October on Saturday.
Are you?
I see you try to get the team night out, to be fair, I wasn't having
I love
it.
it.
I took him to Ross's bar, he's been there.
Well,
I was
Wonder, you
going
were
to say,
there at
aye,
the weekend, Wonder Bar. What
you should come out with me, your mum and stepdad again.
Oh, you met them, didn't you?
I was out
When they
with
talked
my- I
about
was
saying how
out with
good
my
he
last
is.
week tomorrow. Oh, tell you what, actually,
What?
that reminds me, slaughtered you.
What?
Were they?
They actually won me, aye.
What? Because
Nah.
that day I get obviously hooked at half time, so they couldn't have been bragging about me that much.
No, they weren't. They said they introduced themselves and that, and I said, "Oh, how was it today?" And they said, "Ah, it was brilliant. Aiden was terrible." And I was like, "Said, aye, you take that for half time." I said, "Oh, I seen that, but I wasn't sure if he was injured or something." But I like that because they were saying, "Oh, he's been great up to now, but just with his best kind of day." But they were talking with him at the coaching staff and the club and stuff like that. So good to know, mate, that I'm mates with your mum.
Aye. Great to know.
Right, boys.
Weekend.
Maddie this weekend.
Boca.
Aye, BD Boca. Aiden's wee Bracken, Pierce, brilliant. White free, my kids are not coming back. He falls down up there. Horrendous start. No, he's a brilliant
Do
player.
you know what he said to me on the phone? He was like, aye, Slaney was saying you're going to be better than your big brother.
I kept saying that to him, aye. Kept saying that. Now, boys, listen, documentary episode 2 came out. Con, did you watch it?
I did watch it Sunday night.
Brilliant, mate, innit?
Aye, class.
Do you just hate watching yourself back, or is it hard because how long you've been in football, Conroy, that now everything's getting
I
filmed?
think I've always been watching interviews and that back. You think it's like your voice and that as well. And you think I don't sound like that there, but watching it has been brilliant. As I say, and obviously Dale all night listening to him as well. No,
Is that the first time you've heard Dale speak?
Aye, that's what I'm saying. That first of the season. No, it is. It's been brilliant. I think it must be brilliant see for fans not to watch it.
I know, it's some insight, mate, innit?
Maybe not even like Broomhill fans, but just general Scottish football. It must be interesting to see how it is. Especially when people thought at the start it was like a wee bit of a joke going on, they realise how serious it is. And everybody inside knows how serious it is. But he says, I love watching it, and that's what saying, maybe get a wee part in it, so I'm not in it yet.
Kev, you love the clip with Si where he said, listen, I'm just going to leave you, I'm going to...
Aye.
What was that again?
He came in after one of the games and he says, right guys, I'm not going to say too much now because obviously I want things to settle down. I'll send you the clips some more and I'll have a look back in the game. But see if he's wanting to do this. And then he goes off in one.
You see top red, didn't
He's got a wee switch,
and I'll
man.
get the clips out
He's
to you
always been
more
like
a bit. I tell you, there's no point in me doing the cheering if you're wanting to do your own thing.
It was against civil service when they put Brothers up front. And I can't mind. I actually think it could
I was
have been
actually
me.
surprised when he'd done that, to be fair.
Were you?
Aye.
It's not something he would ever do, is
No,
it?
but I think that's what happens in management, innit? He would be, he's never been in that situation.
Listen, the idea was right.
Aye,
At that,
Mate,
I'm
at
not
that time,
joking.
But we kept on
but
singing
like
it.
Simon
It's
says
Aye,
on the
that's it,
video,
that's
it, we was like,
what the
it's
fuck's the point in putting Brothers up front if we're putting
Aye,
Diag to the
that's
games,
the-
guys?
that was the one. That was the one.
Back.
Big Reagan was
So
taking his left
Simon's
foot, diagging it with Alex, and Brothers is standing up front. Reagan's like, what? And he's like, Brothers is up front, you could see him, I could see him on the side. I was like, oh, fuck. I was trying to say to Reagan as
Yeah,
well.
I was greeting. I was honestly greeting watching that because
That's good to watch, innit? Because I can remember him saying it all, but you don't take it in at the time as much. But see, you watch it back, you're like, you can't help but laugh.
it was just, mate, listen, I thought all his team talks, his interviews and that have been excellent.
Aye.
Really, really good. But see that, because it was so funny because he started calm and then it was just getting out.
He's done that so many times,
Up front, you're like, fucking die,
See him from the back, you can tell his face is red.
Aye, that's what I was going to say.
I
You can
remember
see
that
she's going
game
red
because
already.
he came out for the civil stores early for the interview. But ultimately, these things have to happen for things.
I think it's a good thing, though, man.
No, 100%, aye. Aidan, how have you found the camera's been a bit?
Aye, it's good. I'm looking very, very
hiding-
pale.
playing hide and
But
seek with the camera,
I
man.
like Conroy said, I've not had a mention in it yet. I've been in it yet. So
You'll be coming in next year, man, just start playing well. That's when you come in.
I'm
That's
sure.
That's when we came in.
To be, it's mostly it is about the gaffer, Dale, you, and whatever.
I've
as
not
in
been in it, but
speaking.
but it's going to be, I'm sure the next episode there's
the one,
they go to Ryan
Glenrock, is
Tierney,
it?
they go to Ryan Tierney's house.
Oh,
did
do
they?
they? I can see it away.
that'll be
Is
good.
it a lie?
No, genuinely. They, go to,
Just that
Flying
face.
about having a wee.
Is that how it
face,
went?
yeah.
How did they go to his
Tierney's win.
they went to his house and interviewed him about his work and his life. He said something in Arsenal about his jacket's house and all that. They've done that. Throughout the season, we're going to get into the boys' houses and get to know the players because that is what it's all about. And I think we try to make that the start. And I know I tried to do a few, try to speak about. I know I came and we made a documentary about me, but it's not about that, do you know what I mean? And I tried to get it out, but it came across all right and it was all mumbling and nerve-wracking. But what I was trying to say was, we've done the documentary, whatever, because it was a real goal of mine today. I've been part of Open Goal, whatever. But this team is obviously Si's the manager and it's about the boys that signed. Do you know what I mean? And it can never, ever be about me as the podcast or Si on the podcast, get whatever it is, it's never about, it's about the players in the team. Because I've always said, and this is the big thing with me and coaching, is I hated when I was a player and it felt like there was a divide between the players and the coaches. The hardest, the most important people at a club for me is the players. They're the one that has to go out, air that white line and produce it. So it's all right, listen, the manager's of course so important, does it all, but the players the one that needs to go and do it. Right. So that's why I'm saying this is all about the boys, and it will be through the documentary. You'll see all you's getting your shot in it. I wonder, I think there was another player in who would be good at else to get into their house.
Into
the samples.
Aye.
Chocolate rolls.
They two actually still stay together.
I think they did, didn't they?
No, they did. They've got bunk beds.
Bunk beds in it. Step brothers, that's what it is, isn't it? For
Aye.
You should go to them,
Who
definitely
else
get
would
to
be a
them.
good Gene?
They've got
Aye,
matching
go to
jammies.
Brothers Arcade, I see them
Their
cracking
dinners
up.
will be good enough.
They've got matching jammies saying I'm with stupid in it.
Aye.
Big Brothers would be brilliant, wouldn't it?
Aye.
See what that big pad is.
He's not in it. The arcade.
Fixing them all.
He actually done it at a vending machine, didn't he?
That's it.
Right, Colin, I'll come to you, mate. How have you been enjoying it this season so far, mate?
That's been brilliant. This is probably the most I've enjoyed football for the last
Gas said that as well, is it, mate?
5 or 6 years in football.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know, I think it's just the training. That's always the main part for it. I think even last year at Peterhead, you travelling inside, took the training, and see sometimes he wasn't taking it, you'd laugh. Can't be bored, but that's always been the most important part for me, joining it. And the amount of managers have been in the trainings and knowing actually leaving work and then going to training, you actually can't be bored. But see, every time you come in here, the group of boys we've got together as well, you actually buzzing to get into training now.
I think that, especially when you see if you're working during the day and then you're going to training, it has to be good, doesn't it?
Especially see this time of year as well, see like the winter and that, it's a grind as it is, but see you go to training, it is brilliant, as you say. And
that's important through any club, whether it be low and league level or full-time level, you're training, because everybody used to dread the Thursday, because Thursday was shape and it was boring. Everybody hated a Thursday. But see, as long as Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday was always a fun day in terms of like free kicks, goals, the thing. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was good. You didn't mind a Thursday. So like, it must be extremely difficult with the part-time boys, like you say, going to work all day and then having to have that more. Because I remember what that was like playing Mayo. If I wasn't picking up Andy Millen to take me training, it meant that somebody else was taking training, and I was like, oh fuck, will I just phone in sick, because I knew that Andy's training I enjoyed, but I didn't like the other boys' training, and that's a big factor. And if you get the boys want to come to train and want to work hard, it can only benefit the team as well.
You said that about being all about the players and stuff, so that's a two-way thing as well, isn't it? So they probably, as a coach, you'll see, I know it's only young boys, but you'll still obviously experience it. As a coach, sometimes you can do so much, but if the players aren't motivated together, then it's difficult. So it's a two-way thing. Obviously, mind I came to watch your Peterhead training. I don't know if you all remember.
Oh, right, I did Thursday night.
So I came to speak to Si and Dale. So Si just said to me, we're training Thursday Glasgow Green, 8 o'clock. So I was like, right, to borrow. Turned up, he said, it's just the Glasgow boys, we've got a couple of boys failed and whatever to make up the numbers. So I remember I got there, and I says to the people at reception, what pitch is Peterhead on? 1 or 2? Because there's the 2 pitches there. And he said, it's pitch 5. And I was like, is there only 2 11-a-side pitches?
That's
and he says, aye. So I came out and I looked, pitch 5-a-side pitch. And I phoned Si, I says, mate, is there an issue you're booking? Like, you're on a 5-a-side pitch? He's like, no, that's where we train every Thursday. And I was like, what? So I've come to speak to him and watch the training and see if there's it. And I was like, it's a bit pointless me coming in. Genuinely, mate, it was brilliant.
I remember you saying that to me.
It's so professional. So even like that, brilliant. You could go, and the amount of times you go and it's like 5-a-side pitch, you just go through the motions, but he wouldn't let you.
I'm not just saying it because he's there, but obviously Si was taking it. Dale was kind of, he was playing, but he had a wee bit of influence kind of over the players, and then himself and Gaz, and see the attitude of all of them was amazing. Honestly, it was brilliant, and it showed me. So I thought, I'm not going to go and learn in here, but it showed me that there isn't excuses. So they're on a 5-a-side pitch, a League One team who guys who've played at the top, like Premier League level, whatever. They're training a 5-a-side pitch for an hour, and they gave goalkeepers, and they gave absolutely everything. I thought, you know what, I actually learned way more here than I would have if it was a normal training session.
That's a brilliant shout.
Boys always make it easy to excuse it, like this training pitch and that, but see, you can make it as good a session as you make it. I think the boys, see if all the boys are up for it and get 100%, you can make any session good. I think that's what we're like. Every training session we do, even with size training, that's brilliant, but boys are always on it, and it makes training brilliant. You enjoy it, man.
Mate, training's like, honestly, training's like an absolute war, mate.
I see after that, you're gubbed.
See what you said, but about like What you were saying, we've not done one passing drill. I think people like that. Like, I hate to see passing drills. There's nothing worse than passing drills. They're so boring. So we don't do any passing drills, and everything you do is enjoyable. So it makes you want to work hard. See if you're not enjoying something, it's harder to work hard.
Everything's game related. That's what it says. Look, he never does anything that you don't do in the game.
That's how training should be game related, because do the things you do well on a Saturday. Passing drill, if you can't pass a ball at that level, then there's something seriously wrong. Understand the kids level, you have to encourage the kids and teach them how to do it. But if you can't pass the ball at 19, 20 years old properly, you shouldn't really be working on it.
That's the case, Kev, especially at part-time, because you've got less time. Maybe if you're full-time, you're in, you can do a bit of you'd obviously know better than me in that.
We used to, like at Rangers, Ian Durant would pass and drill every day.
Is that right?
We would always start with like the diamond, and it would be like out to the winger.
So
and then just kind of like round, one would go one, so two balls either end would go round, and then you would change it to work on both feet, and then you would introduce the 1-2s, and then what he would then do is slowly put the tempo up. So when you're passing it to that end guy, he wanted you to wrap that in so that the guy at the end, his first touch had to be right on point, and see if anybody's wasn't, the whole drill would break down and it'd be a shambles. And it got to a point where, because we did it repetitively quite regularly, the passing drill was always on point, and his thinking was obviously when it comes to Saturday, if we can pop that ball about as quickly as that and trust people with your touch, then we should get by players and bypass things because of the quality of the passing. But I didn't mind the passing drill, because I always used to like it when folk wrapped that ball into you and your first touch had to be good, because the fucking first minute somebody didn't have a good touch, you'd be like, oh, geez, oh.
This is probably the first team I've actually done a pass drill. As you said, I've enjoyed some as well. She's part of warm up. But some people like take it too far and try and make it overcomplicated. Then they're running in people. Then
I like the game type ones, like the 3 teams and 2 teams are red, and like maybe 8v4 becomes an overload and things. I like that type of thing, and we're an end product sometimes with 2 goals and one team's get 1 goal and things like that. There's all these kind of different things, but as long as it's enjoyable and you get them buying into what you're trying to do.
People try and overcomplicate it, and that's what it is.
It is different, but if you're part-time, because like you said, you've only got like 4 hours a week, do you know what I mean? So it's different if you're spending half an hour doing a passing drill when you can be doing possession.
Good point, Aiden.
He's been outstanding so far.
For a young man.
He's outstanding. Brilliant. Yeah, you love him, don't you?
No.
Still doing that.
Conroy, you obviously played with Si last season. When did you hear that he was going to be taking the Broomhill job?
I think it was around about Christmas he was talking about it. He was always saying to the boys and that, but see that way he's saying it and the other boys were kind of like, I didn't think it was actually going to come in, but I think it was more the kind of January and that decided to pick up a bit of pace. He was speaking to me about it. Never actually mentioned about me coming, but always like, dropped 2 hints of training. He's like, oh, here's my left back for next year. But I didn't ever think it was going to happen, but see when I started to hear it was happening, I was buzzing.
But why, just for being devil's advocate here, if you're in League One, why would you want to drop? Because you sit with Si going down?
See, probably any other manager phoned me to come down to the League, I'd have probably knocked it back. But see, because I Si and I knew
you know the way it works.
He wants to just only go up as well, and how hard he works. I knew it was going to be brilliant, and the training, as you say, his training's brilliant. I knew right away, I didn't even have to, as soon as he says to me, come here, I didn't actually think twice about it. Because Peterhead offered me to stay there, but I was at a stage of the travelling, I had a problem with my hip last year. 4 hours in the bus, 4 hours back. Then sometimes I was only playing like 30 minutes because I was out injured for a while, and I was like, right, no, it was perfect for me, perfect time for me. They come back down this way, and I just says it was a no-brainer.
Do you know play with him previously as well?
Played with him at Celtic when I was come through at Celtic when I was younger.
Oh, is that all?
Aye, that's the only time I played him. It was the exact same as it is now.
Many years ago then, mate.
Aye.
And as well,
at this point in your career, what are you, 35, Conroy?
35, aye.
35, finishing league football. A bit like Broadhurst, where you're now at the bottom end of a very encouraging project. If that's the way one put it. So you're like, to you, which you probably don't realise, to like some maybe Aiden and Matty and other guys, the younger guys, they've got somebody to look up to. You're there as an experienced part along with Broadhurst in that team, guiding these young boys through a journey. And like I've said it before, so far so good. 13 games in, 12 games in, sitting second best out of the pile that's up there now. This continues that way. What a journey it would be to finish a career for the next few years if we can go through the gears through the leagues. Obviously, it's a big ask at this moment in time, but it's on the right path at the minute.
That's it.
And obviously, the travelling to Peterhead, you'd have had to have done every second week, like you say, with your hips and injury. Now this is on your doorstep. It must be a bit more relaxed about it.
No, it's, as I say, it is perfect, but actually, what was I about to say? I was about to say something there. Just went
see what I was saying about the boys and even with Si and everybody. Listen, we're in the Lowland League and we completely respect that, but everybody wants to keep progressing and keep going up. Do you know what I mean? And that's obviously, listen, that's every team wants to go up.
At this stage of my career, I want to enjoy it. You know, I know it's coming to the end. Well, I say that. Still feel quite fit, but I love seeing the boys in that. I want to see them do well, and that's how in training I'll bust my arse and help them even in the game.
Aye.
I want to. I could easily come to this level and people think, oh, I come down there, go to sack it half. I know some boys maybe do that, but boys saying that's brilliant. Like me, Broaders, Gaz, and that. We want to help. Even Gaz could probably still go up again the level he is. But I love helping the boys like him, Matty. I want to see them do well.
Yeah, that's
you know what
good.
I mean? That's at this stage of my career. That's perfect for me.
I know.
When you mentioned the journeys here up in Peterhead, any stories for them? You guys, Si.
To be fair, that was the best part about it, man.
Aye,
See,
have to
like,
say
even
that they all
after
said
like
that.
Si, but last year he used to get, see, because Si was coaching, so after he used to get the bus to see if we were bad. You know what he's like, see 10 minutes in it, but we used to stop at a shop, see about 10 minutes down the road, and before we get the car for like, we can't ask to turn this bus in. Like Davey was the assistant coach, obviously he'd be driving the bus. Well, I can't ask it to stop in for a carry out, can we? But then we get before we're like, right, fuck, it's that bit right away, run, get a carry out, but it was.
Was there no Gaz that drove the bus?
Aye, Gaz
Gary
eventually.
But
He ended up becoming the bus driver at one point. It says he was good and he was driving the bus now, it was mental.
Was there a story about Gaz in a roundabout or something?
Oh, that was on the way up. Like, he jumped out of the piss, but it was in the middle of the motor. Let's see, he came off the motor. I can't remember it. I just off Aberdeen. There's a big, massive roundabout, and they stopped. Like, so Davey stopped the bus. He like, right, Gaz, get out and run over the middle of the roundabout. But it was massive, and it's like just after cars are mobbing and Gaz is running. We kept on driving the bus. He's driving up the fucking hard shoulder, sprinting up the bus. You know what the mad running technique does? He's sprinting for ages. This is before the game. And then I'm not even kidding, it must have been about 500 metres. He's sprinting up this hill, chasing the bus, and cars are like beating horn past the Peterhead track and that one. Things like that used to happen like every week. It
was brilliant.
It used to be, the journey would go, I think Dell's spoke about it, like, you wouldn't even think about it. The amount of times even the way back we'd end up back in like Dell's pub or that, whatever, man, it was carnage. Then that was us to Tuesday.
Brilliant, Con. Aiden, you were actually at Broomhill last season. What were you thinking when you heard there was going to be the takeover?
Well, obviously we didn't know if we were going to keep on or not. So before, like Si had spoke to us or whatever, it was just a bit like, I wonder if we're going to get offered a new deal or whatever. Because obviously, if I wasn't really playing that much, so if I wasn't really expecting to get a new deal, to be fair, or to be offered a deal. So when Si phoned me, obviously it was like Conroy said, it was a no-brainer for me because at the age I'm at, it's probably an alright level to be playing at. And obviously I want to go and play higher, but it was a good level. And then when I spoke to Si on the phone, it sounded as if it would suit me to a T. See the way he described the way he wanted to play football, it suited me to a T. So I was thinking, if I can go and play, it would be ideal for me. And to be fair, so far it's been good. So it's been the right choice, definitely.
Robbie, you can help me with this one here because last season you, Andy and Si went to one of the Broomhill 20s game. And I'm sure a young Aiden McLaughlin had thrown his arms up.
This Aiden fucking Hodges, like, see that guy, the wee inflatable guys behind the goal at every time with that pass. No, I actually think he must have played in 2 or 3 of the games we were at. I think.
Definitely 2 anyway. Down the back pitch at Broadwood. Definitely.
And see all jokes aside, see always going about how much like I'm loving him these days and stuff like that. Part of the reason is because when we came to watch, right, all jokes aside, obviously said about fine arms, but that probably exaggerated it slightly. But you could tell he had ability. We both said he's a really good player. But why I'm probably so pleased at how well he's doing. Part one, obviously, because of him, but 2, it's an indirect sort of compliment to use as a coaching staff because I did look at him and think that boy's really good. But he's the type that he could go to a certain team at this level and just get swallowed up. He'll not get played. It's the easy option. He'll end up because he's left-footed. He'll get put at left mid and all that kind of thing.
There's nothing about that.
So I thought he's the type that this boy's a good player, but because he's young, he's technical, he's not the biggest. He could just get brushed to the side. Whereas this year, you probably initially weren't. I might be spinning a term, but Si probably was looking at the fact he's got guys like Gaz, Wee Matty, Gibbo, etc. Semps can play in the 10 and whatever. He probably wasn't thinking Aiden's going to be a starter, but he's earned that by how he's played. So it's probably part of that because being able to see the journey of this young man. No, but listen, as we say, you could definitely see a ability, and I'm just buzzing, mate, how well he's done.
But it must, sorry, didn't we go say something?
Everything that Si said to me before the season, like, no, Robbie, like, always says, your reaction to losing the ball and that's good. Like, whereas see in pre-season, he was saying to me, like, your reaction to losing the ball needs to be better, you need to get fitter. And no, that's like what people are praising me for. So it's good, like you said, it's a compliment to Si and probably myself that everything he's told me today I have done, but it's the fact that that's probably how I've played and done well because I had to work on that.
Did you not have that, Aiden, though, through when you were younger, that side of your game? Or that just came in this season beside?
See, Aiden, up on Stanley's point, what was your background to football, to Broomhill beforehand? Because like, obviously it seems to me like somewhere along in between a few years, you've not had either the right advice or guidance to get to where you are today. I know, like you're no anywhere today. You're playing well for Lowland League, but what you are doing is you're starting to get noticed, and people are noticing. My God, he's one of the stronger players in Broomhill. So if you keep going in this trajectory, then who knows where you could end up, right? So what? Si's come in and gave you that advice. Why did you not have that advice before?
To be fair, see last year, and then teams I'd played in previously, even at like youth level, right? I said this to Si, he was speaking to me a few weeks ago, and I'd said this to him, right? See, like, I felt as if you were going on a pitch and you didn't know if you were going to press or got to sit in, right?
I was the same, mate.
So see this, see when you know 100% what you're doing when you go on the pitch, it's so much easier to do. So see, because I know we're pressing high up the pitch, it's easy to go and press high up the pitch and tackle people and whatever. Whereas see because he's always on you to work hard and get tight to folk and whatever, I think in the last couple of years, right, when I've been playing, I've been thinking I've been working hard and thinking I was getting tight to people, whereas I'm not really going and pressing people properly, do you know what I mean, and tackling people. And I just think maybe I thought I was working hard, but I wasn't actually working hard. See, because Si's constantly on us to work hard, press, get on the ball. His demands are a lot higher than maybe other coaches have been, so that's brought out basically.
It's clarity, isn't it?
Aye.
Clarity.
So much easier when you know what you're doing.
I think what's really evident from where I watch the game is that because of your hard work, it gives you the rewards of the other side of the game, because you're getting the ball back, and then when you're getting the ball, you're composed enough to deal and make good decisions with the ball. Whereas before, like Andy's saying, Robbie's saying, I've said that a few times now, it's just because you're fucking so alike to do. You've got clarity in your role, so now you know. But listen, long way continue.
Like Robbie said as well, see other teams I've maybe played in, it's not suited me. Do you know what I mean? See, like playing. This is the first time I've played with a team that have just kept the ball, enjoyed keeping the ball. See, like the gaffer says, don't know what to call him the gaffer or say here when I'm on this. See, like when the centre backs have got the ball, just go back and use the goalie and keep the ball. Be happy to keep the ball. I've played in teams and it just goes to the centre back, and if a centre mid is on, it just goes long.
That's a Scottish thing though, that, isn't it?
That's what I would say. The teams I've played at, you get booed. See if you turned out and pass it back to the goalie, like, see if you kicked out for a throw in, and like,
so is that Scottish thing?
It is.
You see all the best teams in the world today, they turn out and pass it back. Like, use the goalie as an extra player, but it's so true.
One of my
pals. Impression of cow, you just did
You hear that there? Oh, that was genius. Boys, just before we go into your both careers, can you spill a wee bit of beans or spill a wee bit of dirt in the dressing room? Any stories that the coaches haven't heard about? Or
He's trying to hang foot killing any boys, isn't it? Well, we call him obviously, but he's already been mentioned. He's killed
who's the characters? Who's the characters in the team?
Well, there's a lot of different ones. Cookie's a character in his own way, but Brock, he obviously has been on here as well. I remember the first day I met him, I was like, I'm not going to go on with him.
No.
Just like 100 mile an hour.
The guy's just staring at me.
Gaz went to shoot him as well. The Gaz was like, who's this like Spice Boy? And that's where Gaz was going. He was like, who's a Spice Boy? No, but he's the nicest guy ever, man. But it's just 100 mile. You need to feel like, that's a good time at Scotland. I think changing rooms all different boys in it, man. But it is. Trying who else could be cool.
I think Gary's hilarious, but he doesn't even know he's been funny.
Gaz doesn't know he's been funny now.
No, he's just...
He can pass a ball at Steven Gerrard, that guy.
He's getting hardest side fit in Scottish football. Just it's him that done it at Parkhead, remember he's hung in the crowd on it?
So he did. Mate, do you know he hates that?
Aye,
because he didn't mean it, but I think he got a lot of abuse.
He does. He takes it to heart, man.
He just brings it to CONROY 8 when he backlifted it like that. Nail it, run up, just kicked
it. That one the other night, the one that he smashed to you.
My legs died the time I got there.
That's probably one of the sexiest passes I've seen.
It's when I have the gun away. See that half line, trying to hit the wet, his skin, I was like, I'm not reaching that, I was going to get for a throw in, man.
He just cut across it and it just goes like, and then obviously you get your wee leg stuck going. And then
90th minute, I was like,
the cup game you fell in your life gave me.
I don't know, I thought Si was going to actually put that. I thought Si, there was extra time on it and I went at the ball, see because the ball's next to me, I hit cramp, my left arm, but the ball was next to me and I couldn't do it, so I just had to roll out.
What did you see again?
That was so funny.
I walked to Dell's been dead season, he thought I'd done my knee and I was coming off and I was like limping off and I was like, Dell's like, you alright mate? And I was like, I think I just took a stroke in the pitch. Honestly, no, look, could have done the balls next to me, so I couldn't kick it.
I was the manager, my God.
You sent the picture on, you sent that thing on the chat after one, it was a wee guy fainting next to the corner.
People in the crowd were calling Charlie McKee.
Charlie McKee.
Honestly, that was the worst. See, as I came back on after that, I was like,
I know you're fighting after it.
oh, honestly, that was the worst feeling ever. The ball, I couldn't kick it, couldn't straighten my leg
You
back.
thought it was going to penalties, didn't you?
Aye, I didn't know I had a penalty.
That was fucking magic,
It's
man.
actually a sniper. It's got size, got to run into the
See, the
ground,
worst
man.
thing about it is, RT's was worse, but he got away with
Aye,
it
he
because
ran like shit, he
felt-
didn't he?
He was running, he was carrying his leg, and he was running. He backed
I
the
got
ball,
away
he was
with
like holding his leg.
Nah, but on that side, we didn't know how
Fucking
doggies, man.
brilliant, man.
So
Oh, he's magic, absolutely magic. Right, Aiden, son, you came through at Hibs. Is that right, mate? What age did you sign there?
9.
Did you?
So it was 9. So it was, I think your first year at Pro Youth, you were 10, so it was under 11. So
How
it was
did you
like-
get picked up there, sorry?
I played with Scotland Boys Club, and my whole boys club team went Pro Youth. So everybody went, the Rangers, Celtic, Motherwell, Hamilton, then I was Hibs.
Any ones that came through?
No.
No.
That shows how well that boys club done that. No, you're saying Pro Youth at 10 if you're not
So
going
then you
there.
went Hibs, Aiden?
I was at Hibs when I was 9 to 17, and then I just got to the stage I was 17 and there was boys at 16 getting offered full-time deals, and I never got offered one. But it was like, I heard Robbie talk about it last week, see when people are saying like boys are too small, but like, and people think like, oh, too small height-wise. I see at like 17, I probably wasn't ready to go full-time. I was still like, I wasn't fully like developed, like, although I'm still skinny and small now, like, I was small and whatever, and skinny and whatever, and I couldn't get about the pitch, and boys were too big for me, too strong for me, and it was like, I used to play down at Hibs, like a year down, because that was boys that were my size and I could play at that level. There was no point me playing at my age group because I would just get swagged up. So at 17 I probably still wasn't ready, but it was one of the ones when boys are a year below you going full time, there's no point in you staying to train at night time at 17-year-olds, you know what I mean? You need to kind of go and play part time, get a job, or else go full time. So for there I went to Fife Elite, and that was like, I used to train with Rafe first team and then play with Fife Elite, so it was like Rafe, Dunfermline and East Fife. And then COVID hit when that was during that. And I was kind of going to get a deal playing with Rafe reserves. They said that they were planning on getting a reserves team and whatever, and I would play with the reserves. But then obviously COVID happened and no club had any money and reserves get scrapped and all that.
See, Aiden, back onto the Hibs, who was that sort of team you played with? What boys came through there?
So at under 18s I played with Josh Doig. So he's
You said that he was good, but he didn't.
He was probably one of the best players in the team, definitely. Anyway, he was just up and down, and he had a great attitude and great work rate, and he done everything that a left back had today. Do you know what I mean? He could defend, he could cross it, but I didn't obviously think he would go and play for Scotland and play in the Serie A, and obviously, but there was a boy Stevie Bradley and all. He's playing in the Irish League. You know, he's probably the only one that's playing first team football, but he was very good. He was probably better than Josh Doig ability wise, but
You said a great point now about Josh Doig. You see, at that age, see when somebody's 15, 16, 17 and you hear they're playing their first team, automatically people watch him and say, well, we could sign him. Do you know what I mean with that?
aye.
Do you agree with me?
If you break into a first team young, people will notice you. Do you know what I mean? 100%. It always happens.
Aye, because the majority of the time you just hear people's names, and we're talking about if you're scoring, you're on the score sheet. If you see names and you're young, you just sit there and game. You don't get a chance to watch 90 minutes all the time, but he is obviously doing
Very,
brilliant.
very well.
Amazing. Con, you came through at Celtic when with Tommy Burns, was it?
Aye, Tommy. Aye.
How was he? Was he amazing?
Brilliant. So I
Was he?
spoke about it enough, but aye, he was a man. He actually came to my house like, when I was 14. He get me to sign for Celtic.
Did he?
That was like my mum and dad were like, absolutely, because that was they're Celtic fans, and that was their hero, like growing up and that.
Wow.
Came to my house for it to sign, but he was the greatest guy ever. And he's a big effect on size, the way he is now. I can see even the way he coaches, and his enthusiasm and that.
Is that like Tommy?
Aye, the exact same. Even see his team talks and that. The exact same. Everything look positive, knows what he wants, just enthusiasm. But he's the greatest guy ever, man.
That's unbelievable, isn't it?
That is brilliant. Just that legacy. He's got a legacy that's still influencing
He's like
people.
he had that ability size, well, the
Get out.
switch, like, he'd make you feel brilliant, but then the next week, him getting taken off and that. You used to that me,
that as
like,
well.
see even like under 14s games, I'm like, well, I'm not going to come to watch it. 20 minutes, I think we'd done like 3:30s back then, I think it was.
Aye.
And the 20 minutes in, he'd shout on, let's see if you've done the pass it forward. He's like, you're coming off, and you'd be like, right. So next time, forward pass, moving on, you pass it back, and you'd be like, half.
Yeah, I should have
They'd
done it.
take you off, then he was like slaughter you in front of all the boys and that, but it was good for you.
Aye, it's
You know
good.
what I mean?
aye.
I did
You've
that
always
to one
listened.
of my 8-year-olds on Saturday.
That's slaughtered them.
I says, Jude, if you don't score in the six games, he says, you're coming half, son.
No, it's hard. I think it is different now as well. Like, I don't think you get away with it as much as now, but back then it was like ruthless that way. But I think helps you, man, 100%.
He clearly had a knack in
Aye.
doing that. It was that tough love, like
100%.
He still had it where he could do that to you, but there was still that.
Then you
sort of
come
arm on
training
the
the next
shoulder.
day and like, it was the wee joke we like
Aye.
laughing at and make you feel brilliant again. But he was brilliant, man.
So you were the Boca boys, isn't it?
Aye, 100%, aye. Been active dealing with him all, aye. Sai actually said that it's unbelievable, so when obviously Tommy passed away, Sai lost his way in life. Do you know what I mean? That's how big a...
There'll be a few people like that as well, aye. I'd say.
I can only imagine that the impact that man would have had on many people. There would have been a lot like Sai. Because you think about now in Sai's managing career early on, imagine he had when, if we look at the documentary at the end of the part 2, he's down in the dumps, he's contemplating his future. Imagine hearing that phone call to Tommy Burns right now and saying, Tommy, I'm 6 games in. This is what I'm feeling, and getting that advice back. Do you know what I mean? It's these guys that you meet along your journey, at some point again down in life, when you're doing things, they could be invaluable for experience or whether it be for just a lend an ear. Do you know what I mean? That's just how football operates. Some of these guys make such an impression on you. I'm sure you'll have met guys through your long career that you would maybe phone back one day for a bit of advice, whatever it is. They're not just there as football men, they're there as human beings as well. And
care about you, didn't he, outside the football?
You know the managers that care about
he was like, he cared about you outside the football, asked like, how you're on at home and all that stuff like that. Just wee things, but you didn't get the time. I didn't get the time. You're a young boy, you just think, what's he asking me that for? But it means a lot, you know.
Just shows you that you'll probably find it, Kev, you as well, with your coaching, like with the kids and with the adult team. Well, a lot of guys are more than just a football coach, aren't they? They have such an impact on people's lives for so many years.
Even Si's got that as well, I think, now. I remember saying to me at the start of the season, like, he was struggling with that wee bit, like, boys, like, how to deal with him, because he's dealing with the whole thing now. Normally he's happy on the pitch, that's his thing, but it's things outside it now he has to deal with. Boys are struggling with things outside the football and that. And it's just speak to him and that and ask him, but it is so much valuable now. Who
was your team, Conroy, coming through? Were you a year older?
We kind of always played above, like, so we were playing like with Aiden, Charlie, Midge.
Was Aiden unbelievable?
Aye.
Ridiculous. The best you've seen at that age?
Probably. You remember when you used to go to tournaments in Holland and that, and like, it would just be terrorising there, like Ajax and that, and like, doing all these wee flicks, and like, see, because they could go both ways, like, they flip flop with both feet and that. You used to get trialists in at Celtic, and they would put, let's see if they were a left back, right back, they just put Aiden against them, see the amount of boys that come in and try and just get out of beer. He just terrorised them, man. Used to say to him, I'd be like, you can't get, like, guys, good players would come in, like, striking that, try to sign them, and he would just terrorise them. Some things he'd done training that, and it was like unbelievable. I just, like, you couldn't get near him.
Aye, mate, everybody says that about me when he was younger.
Aye. Mate, it was unreal.
Never seen somebody like be able to go both. You wouldn't know what fit he was. So like people say like show him on his right foot, but you just take the piss out of him.
I mean, to my dismay, but it was that. I used to always think it was him, but you've seen some of his performances in Champions League and stuff like that.
Used to tell, I think it was it Colaccini, wasn't it? Is it the big right with the big hair? He asked for his tapping after the game, wasn't it?
Did
he? I think he was only 18.
So would you like Charlie, would you all go up to the first team and train? Was that Stratton the manager then?
Aye, well, I think Aiden went up a wee bit earlier, but then like me, Charlie and that, I think it would have been Stratton actually, all got him trained. But as I say, we were talking about it earlier, like I remember Kenny McDowell, you used to love just training with your own age group, and the list would go up and like, who's training with the first team that day, and sometimes you'd be like, oh no, because you just knew you had to be on it. Let's see if you gave the ball away, like that was it, Kenny, slaughter you, and you'd be like, right, I don't want the ball for the next like 5 minutes. Aye, he was so sarcastic, man. He caught me a few times to be fair, I remember. Like, and you say, let's see if you've done something right, he would stop training, go, stop. Right, so like, no, here it's coming. You knew you'd give the ball away. So like, you've got the ball, you should pass it there. What are you thinking? And you're like, I don't know what I was thinking when I passed it there. I was like, I just thought that was on. He's like, no, rubbish, so start the game again. I'll try the pass he says, and he's like, why are you trying that pass? Like, you just told me that. He's like, oh, we've got a robot. You've got a wee robot. And I'm like, you've just told me to do that, but obviously the boy's listening to me. The boy's listening to him tell me, and he's like, all right, so he starts again, and then he's read what I've passed, and he's like, oh, I've got a robot. He's like, just keep on playing. Like, it's so sarcastic, that man, honestly. And you used to terrorise you.
He sounds the funniest guy ever,
he was,
man.
like, but see, at the time, you used to hear it, but see, when I look back now, like, you're like, what? Like, you used to get into training, your legs would be numb sometimes, eh? Like, because you're just waiting on him saying wee things, man.
Why do you think that when you're in the reserves, the stroke youth team, and you get that call to go,
it's mental,
you're fucking, everything within inside you buckles.
Because now I would say,
but you're doing the same things with the reserves, and the youth team is what you're going to do. With the first team, it's just
weird things. As I say, it's just nerves. It's amazing when I always say like confidence if it was like massive. It just shows you even with things like that. Like, you could do things where I could train with you do something, then I'd go up to like the first team, then I wouldn't be able to do it, man. I'd be like, what am I doing? Like, you'd actually start.
Oh, I've got a robot.
Honestly, to say something about the sun as well. Remember when you say like 3 people and you just hit the spare man like volleys, you get across the pitch, and you know Lennoxtown, it was like a winter's day, but the sun was low as anything. was in mine, I kept on doing that, and he's like, what are you doing? I was like, sun's mine. He's like, all right, just remember when it's sunny, you're using it against Aiden, and he's like, everybody, if the sun's out, Conroy can't play. And this is before training starts, so I'm like, oh fuck, I'm after a fucking flyer here, man.
Fucking brilliant, man.
But you used to just see wee things, and I think it was just to test you, see how you'd react in training that, but then you got used to that was at first, but then you did eventually, even, did you do the thing you used to before training, like, the crossing thing, you do it wide?
No, I never had that.
And you used to, like, come for the goalpost and run through a wee thing, and you'd have to zing it, but I'm not even kidding, it was a gap about that. You had to zing it through for the striker coming in, like by that after the gun, and he was just standing behind you like that. Then if you hit it, he'd be like, you just hear him make wee noises, and that, honestly, the worst. But the thing is, the boys in the middle were killing as well, so he was going behind them like, come on, fuck.
Mate, see that, we crossed and finishing that, mate, it's horrible, isn't it, when there's no pressure on you?
First team would do it. Even Nakamura, I was trying to come in the win second, man, but the you didn't, it was just like...
What was he like, Nakamura?
Oh, he's terrorised me a few times as well, man.
So he was for the
remember
right,
Joe
wasn't he?
Dumby? You remember him, no? He was injured at the time, so up in the gym, you can look on the training, I think we're doing 11v11, like the team that were starting. So I was against Nakamura, got close to him, nutmegged me, but I get back on him. So he's went like that, chopped me again, rolled it through my legs, nutmegged me again, and that way I was like, oh no, I've got to go back and he chopped me back, crossed in the box. And after training, I knew I was like, he's embarrassed me there. Walked in and Joe Dumby had like a knee brace on, obviously, and he's like, you need a loan, my knee brace? he's like, Nakamura, oh, I was like, he's slaughtering me, I was like, I'm fucked. He was now shaking on it. He was ridiculous, Nakamura was ridiculous, man.
Aiden, this is an unbelievable story. John McGinn came and sort of mentored you, was that right, mate?
I don't know about unbelievable story.
It's a brilliant wee thing for John McGinn, isn't it?
Like I was saying, when I was like a late developer, they were calling it, so...
It's all talking about football here.
And I was going to say,
I still not developed yet. You're in the same boat. So McGinn came in and spoke to, like, there was a few boys that were classed as late developers again. I can't believe I've said that again, but so he came in and spoke to us basically, and it was just about, basically he was saying how when he was 15, 16, he was too wee. He used to say the same. He used to play down for St Mirren because he couldn't play for his own age group, and that was really it. So it was not an unbelievable story, but he came in and, spoke to us and basically just said that, like, one day you will feel as if you've caught up with everybody else, and don't, like, get too down the know that you're not playing with your own age group and all that, and just basically keep at it.
He came and watched you, didn't know, didn't he?
So that was on the Thursday, and then he came and watched us on the Sunday, and then the next Sunday again, him and McGeoch came and watched us. So he used to start and speak to my mum.
Was he an established first team player?
He was playing every week. It was when it was him, McGeoch and Scott Allen, wasn't it? The three in the middle of the park, and they were flying at the time. So it wasn't long. It was probably about 5-6 months before he got moved to Villa, I'm sure. Right. So it was when he was proper flying. And he came and spoke to us. So, and he lived in Glasgow, so he came all the way through from Glasgow to Trinent to come and speak to us on a Thursday night.
Quality,
it was brilliant. So, and then, like you said, I think they had maybe played on the Saturday and they were just doing recovering the Sunday, and all the boys had went home and he stayed and watched me and that. So it was very, very good.
I love hearing things like that. He's captain, wasn't he? So it shows that he's got that bit of leadership.
Maybe during the World Cup break, he'd come and see how you're performing, wee man.
Well, Gibbo knows him, and I said to Gibbo, I was like, see if he remembers me. Oh, is he cousins?
Gibbo knows him.
Gibbo knows everybody.
I said to Gibbo, see if he remembers me, but I don't know if Gibbo's asked him or not, but he probably won't remember me.
But no, I can't believe it. I hate myself for it. Con, when I signed for Celtic, you were in loan. You were at Celtic, but you were in loan, I'm sure. But I didn't know that you had played for the first team.
I think it was two or three starts, I think it was.
Falkirk was your debut, wasn't it?
Aye, Tuesday night. I remember that. It's weird how that happened. Like, I think I played, was it Sunday we played with 20s, and I remember I'd been raging. They phoned me on the Monday night saying you're in on Tuesday morning. This is the night before the game, but I didn't know I was starting or anything. Wasn't even been on the bench or been in the squads the last few weeks. They're like, again, but I thought I was just going to be like a spare body, like a day shape or whatever. Walked in and like Stratton, we were on the training pitch and he came in and named the team and I was starting left back. I was like, that. Didn't say a word to me. Wow. But even then, he's like, no spoke to me in 2 years, but here we go, you're starting. I was like, is that what he says? So that's it lined up, but then the game was that night against Falkirk, so I was like, it was probably a good thing, I didn't have much time. Then after that we went to the hotels, remember in the afternoon you go,
and wait.
Went to there, so like, obviously I'd phone my mum and she's at work.
Were they all screaming?
So my phone's going, but I was trying to get a sleep in the afternoon. I was like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm going to go for a sleep. She's like, how can you be sleeping? You're starting tonight for like Celtic, you know?
That's unbelievable. Did they all come to the game, your family?
Aye, brilliant, aye, my mum and dad and that. Aye,
that is unbelievable, isn't it?
Are you good?
1-5-1, but it could end disaster. See the first 5 minutes, I thought the ref was going to send us off. I was on the back post, corner and I leant down, I hit my shoulder, and I looked at the ref and I thought, he's going to get a handball here, and I was like, imagine that 5 minutes in, after the bitch, but then it was Yogi Kuj was the Falkirk manager, and he was going mental after the game. He's like, that was a handball, but definitely wasn't he? But I was thinking how different it could have went.
What was the reaction like afterward in the change room and that? Was there a lot of thing made, the fact that
to be fair, me and Aiden in that minute that night, I think it was Carbon at the time, man. But that's like his.
Aye, not winning an odd interview, so.
But Aiden played in front of me, and I think Aiden played in front of me, and that was all Strachan says to me, like, get the ball, just get him. I think he scored a hat-trick that night before, so just shows you, I think that was the only hat-trick in his career, and I sorted him out with it.
Did they used to fight a lot, they two?
Oh, I actually felt sorry for Aiden at some points, but I think it was just like a clash of characters. Aiden was like, well, like, didn't care, he would say what he thought, and I think Strachan didn't like it, but even Aiden was unbelievable for him. But it was like he's just trying to brought him back down to earth, but see the amount of wee arguments he'd buy, it's harsh, but Aiden wouldn't know when to shot by either. Aiden would answer back, and it was just always on at each other. Did you think he would actually, this is probably, I don't know if it's hard to say because he had a really good career, but were you anticipating he would have a better career than he did? No, so he'll probably think he should have, but he I think even says that in England, but it was just, I think, it probably came at the wrong time for him. Let's see if he went for Celtic straight in England when he was flying, he'd have probably done a wee bit better, but like he says, he was really Russia and that, and he done well over there, playing the Champions League with them, and it was different experience to send us videos, and it was like mental over there, like, he used to get a chauffeur to training, and he'd go up on the pavement and just drive past the traffic, like, put a wee light on and just like go up on the pavement, so when there's traffic, and just go right past it. He said it was like crazy. What? So he used to send me all stuff like that, but I wouldn't say like better, but I say, I probably think he should have done better than him, but I think when he went there, he wasn't fit at that, and it took him right late. But I say, it'd be hard to get there, it's a different level down there as well, isn't it?
Aye.
Connor, can I no say this guy's name? Did you play with Tommy Gravison?
Aye, he with the reserves, but he came down size, told you all the stuff about him, but see, I remember when I signed him, like he came, I thought he was going to be like the most professional guy ever, then, but it still was professional, but see some of the things he'd done, that I was like, this guy's been like, I think he came for Real Madrid straight, and I was like, how is he even on a changing room with like Ronaldo? I was like, how's he, then he's coming to reserves, he's coming out on the island with us and that, and I say that, don't shout at shooting, and you say like, just pick the ball up, and go like that, like wave his finger during the game, and see if his team were getting better, just pick the ball up, and like William McStade would be taking it, pick the ball up, and he's like, nope, 0-0, and put the ball back in the centre half. But Willie wouldn't even say anything, he'd be like, right, alright, we're running 3-0, and he'd be like, no. I say he used to get people in headlocks and training and that, then he loved the pool, he had his own pool cue and that.
He brought his pool cue, didn't he?
He just pointing up his pool cue, didn't care, man.
Do you think he was like that at Real Madrid?
Aye, it must have been because they didn't know
He's fighting
Robinho,
aye. The video of him as well shouting to Zidane that, innit, going mental. Honestly, I've never met a character like it. He's like, but the nicest guy ever. Like,
was he?
Aye. When you say, I think he had like a one-bedroom flat in Glasgow and used to game play Call of Duty. I think he was like number 1 in the world for like headshots or something.
I was in all like top in the world or something.
Aye, I think it was like top 10 in the whole world for like headshots or something. And he used to go and tell us all about the daily season. I'd be like, what? Like, I was like, do you know good? And he's like, no, it's your game sitting house. With tyres, I'm no slept playing Call of Duty on it. I'm like,
that's a mission move to do when people in training the next day,
Was that the first time you met him at the Hydro?
Aye, he was
he's intense,
absolutely wild, mate. He kept calling me Stratton when I first met him.
Actually, he could kill you.
Like, Stratton. Remember, you spoke to me like that, remember?
Aye, no, actually, he could kill you.
Oh my God. He's got that.
He's intense, isn't he?
He spoke to him like, all right, Tommy, and who are you?
Aye.
Who are you? I'm Kevin. And who did you play for? Did you play? What do you do? And I was like, and then he started talking. He went
on the stage and all in front of everybody.
Playman was horrible. He used to just disappear. Like, he'd be playing something midnight. As you say, Si says it. He used to be standing on the right wing. He'd just be like, you deal with it. And he's like, just saw his finger up, like that, big finger up.
During the game?
Aye, during the game, he's like, I was like, you remember playing in front of me? He's like, don't talk to me like that. He's just going to stand on the right wing.
How did the manager not deal with
that? I think that's how he ended up coming down to reserves. I think Strachan just thought at one point, I can't let go.
I was like,
but even in training, he was like enthusiastic and that. He was still like try his heart out and that. It was mental, man.
Oh, because do you know he scored an old film, do you know?
Aye, I've seen it. He's good.
Brooks.
Good player, man. He's some ability, man.
I was going to say it. That's what I was going to. Was
scary. Technically, let's see the tennis not as well. I swear to God, that's why I wanted to play
the tennis.
There's
a joke. He spinned every shot.
Aye.
Wasn't he?
Aye, it was frightening, man.
And then Con, I'm sure if my research is right, did you play against Inverness and you were 2-0 up and get beat 3-2?
That's what kind of killed. That was the game after Falkirk. So we played the Tuesday, and then I actually said we went out the Tuesday night. Probably shouldn't have, but we're all at the Tuesday night. Then that had to been the Saturday morning. It would 12:30 kick-off up in Inverness, 2-0 up cruising. I think it was Big Presley, Elvis. I think was it gave a penalty away. I'm not sure if he got sent off actually just before half time. And that turned the game. Come out the second half, they scored right away 2 each. And I think they scored in the last minute, make it 3-2.
Is that the one where Lennon kicks the bottle?
No, that's just with Strachan.
Sorry, right, okay.
Even that, I remember the next day, it was 9 of the goals of my. I remember Tommy was brought to me after that game. He's like, don't worry. So don't worry, he's like, you maybe get a wee bit of the blame of this. He's like, he says, you were brilliant. He said, like, you're the one at the back four, like, kind of brave, getting on the ball and that. And he says, don't worry, entering the cap, the like, criticism went in the next day. I remember opening the paper and it was like, I think it might have been Billy O'Neill or something, was like slaughtering me in the back, like, in the paper saying, oh, he shouldn't be playing, he's out his depth and all that. And that's what, when I went in, like, Tommy like, pulled me aside, he's like, look, I told you things like that would happen. He says, but nothing to do with you. And then I think we're playing Hibs, but in the Tuesday night again. And he's like, you'll play, Tommy's like, you'll play. Then before the game, Stratton come in, Conroy, speak to you. And he just knew. I think it was Leonella was back fit.
Right.
And then he pulled it in, he's like, he's going to end up playing. And after that, it kind of didn't play again. I was like, but it shows you things. Let's see if we'd won, it's probably played the next game and get a bit of momentum. You know what I mean?
That's what you talk about, the luck in football.
And it was a pure freak game as well, like cruising the game, 3 rubbish goals. I think it was keeper Mark Brown, I think he chucked one in as well.
No like Bruni,
that. And it was just a weird game, but then I got a kind of wee bit, then I remember thinking at the time, it was like, I was the only one that was dropped, and I was like, it makes me look like your fault, but then you're a young boy, you don't want to get and say that I should be. But then even the seasonal played, and they point to argue with him because they're not going to change his mind. He's made his mind up, you know. But that's what it was. He's like, look, Naylor's coming back in. I was like, then you just kind of get phased out over the next couple of years.
So hard for young players, and I'm just thinking of you, Aiden. See, when you left Hibs, did you? Because a lot of boys at that age kind of fall out of football. Did you? Did you think of that at all, pal?
Nah, not really, to be fair. Because I'd put so much into it, like, and even I love football, so not really like that. But see, like, even my mum, my dad, stepdad, they used to have to take me through to Trinent, all the way through there, like 3 nights a week and all that. So it was like, it'd be letting them do it and all, see if I just chucked horrible, it, do you know what I mean? So a bit of that, and then obviously I was still wanted to try and be a football player, do you know what I mean? And but nah, never really crossed my mind, to be honest with you. Nah.
You had obviously the uncertainty of between Hibs, Fife Elite, Broomhill, was it on loan initially?
Aye, so I when I left Fife Elite, like COVID happened, and then after COVID I went East Fife. Then I was just like sitting on the bench for like a season basically at East Fife, and then I get injured. I had to get an op my ankle when I was at East Fife, so only last year. So I was out for 8 months, so I only came back in October last year. And then I went on loan to like a junior team in Edinburgh just to play games. I played like 6 games for October in January, sorry. And then when I went on loan for East Fife to Broomhill in January, but it was like Stevie Crawford came in, was just basically saying, I don't think you're going to play, like go out and play games. So, but I'm happy I did it obviously now, because
it's nuts how like some managers see some things in players, but other managers can't see. I can't. I think most, even like I'm thinking of kids of my age, and you'll see it Slaney at Boca as well with your kids. You can tell the wee kids that have got that wee bit of something. It's up to you as the coach to nurture that, to try and get that bit out of them. How could Stevie Crawford no get this guy playing the way Simon's got him playing? I can't understand
just
how that.
Way of playing as well, I think.
Aye, like see. League 2, well, it was League 1 at the time, and they were struggling. They were East Fife obviously went down that year, so it was like they were both in the league, and he was like, I can't go and bring in a 19-year-old who's been out injured for 8 months. Do you know what I mean?
I always think that's a Scottish thing as well.
It was like, I need to go with experience, sort of thing. And to be fair, it's hard. See when you're coming back for a long-term injury and all, so you're no fit, you're no sharp. You probably wouldn't have been ready to go and play. Do you know what I mean?
They now play games on it.
See like that and all. When I was sitting on the bench for East Fife, like the season that I wasn't injured, it wouldn't even have suited me to play because they missed it at midfield, do you know what I mean? They were just playing on second balls.
That's the worst, isn't it?
Like you said earlier, you need to find a club that actually suits you. Right. So that's how that's
a good point, because you could definitely see in Broomhill's midfield that if they were playing back to front, a lot of the boys would get lost. Their best attributes would become lost to the game because of the style of play, whereas now it's like into the midfield, trusting the boys with the ball at their feet, laying things off, moving again, opening up, and switching the play. It's been fucking fascinating.
You've definitely seen that on Friday. As I said, I watched it back, and I thought he's were unbelievable. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. Honestly, I thought he was excellent.
I think that's the first game where I think I've watched as good as these were. Where I didn't feel at any point that they were not going to win that game. Whereas there's games where you've got that early goal and then struggle to get the second goal, and there's a period where you think, oh God, if they might get a corner, a free kick. Whereas an all-round team performance where it just looked like they're not going to get a goal.
I think that's the most control we've had over a game.
Control's a good word.
You could hear their players as well. They were like arguing with each other. They didn't know what to be. They're like, oh, the shag in there, they're telling us going. They didn't know what to do. And that's I always think that's the best thing here, so when they start arguing between each other, you think I've got them. I think I've got them where we want them.
And then their centre mids were moaning, their defenders were kicking the ball at the pitch, and then their defenders are moaning because he's like, you've got a guy up your ass.
Aye, but that's it. So, I remember thinking at times, the amount of people that do that, they were like, I'm on for the ball after the ball's away, but they're not on at the time, and they're like, getting old one, oh, I was on there, you're like, you weren't, you don't even shout for it. They kick the ball out, and I was on there.
That's the best one. Fucking hell, he's asking for it. Bouncing behind somebody, aren't you? And wanting the ball to off. See, just a wee quick point, I'm just going to make that coaching point there. I think it's a bit of both though. And no you Aidan, you're sorry at all. I'm just talking general when kids come to us. Coaches can put it all there, but it's a bit of both players need to work hard as well and want it as well, and they need to learn. So and as a coach, it's sometimes always hard. You've got a squad of players there. Sometimes you can't, when you're in there, it's hard to notice who. Okay, Conroy, you played under Ian McLaughlin at Thistle, is that right?
Aye.
How was he?
He was brilliant. He was a proper old school when I went. I remember the day I went to sign, went into his office, it was at Firhill actually, and I think he was a big smoker at the time. His whole office was just like covered in smoke everywhere. But that was like kind of wake up call when I went there, because I think I was left wing back, played with him, and I remember the first game, half time, he just hooked me. But I thought I was doing well, hooked me off, and I was like, how? And he's like, not enough chances created, it's not in each. He's like, so see every time after that, see if you created a chance. Or it was we won 1-0, just take the two wingers off every game. So I was like, what have I come in here? But I loved it. To be fair, I loved it, man. He was really good.
Who was your favourite manager, Conroy, through your career? I'm speaking as if you've retired here.
I feel like more.
Did you have Bomber Brown? Is that your
Dundee, he was actually good, but I remember it was a weird how he actually came into Dundee. I think, who was it? Left? I can't remember his name. Left, but he
caretaker, wasn't he? Was he caretaker?
Then he came in. It was weird. But he'd not been managing for years, and somebody went like, "Bomber Brown's coming to be managing." We were like, "What?" See, we couldn't believe it. But he was like proper old school. But actually, because that was when we get put up into the SPL, because Rangers get put down into the bottom league. So it was a last minute, and we had like a championship squad, but we just get chucked to. So he came near the last 10 games, or more or less in a relegation battle. But it was brilliant. We ended up nearly staying up, to be fair, because of him. But he was crazy. Can't even think actually. Come back to him on the greatest manager.
Aidan, see how...
I'll probably say Si now.
Aidan, see we were talking about like Tommy Burns with Si. Did you have anybody when you were younger that really helped you?
No. Don't want to throw him under the bus.
To
be honest, not really.
No.
It was
didn't you know?
See, my best coaches, it was when I was like 11, 12, 13. See, the higher I went up, I don't want to, again, probably going to throw people under the bus here, but see, as it went to under 15s, 16s, 18s, I preferred the coaches at under 11s, 12, 13s. I thought they were better. But I had a guy called Jimmy Burns, and he was old school, and he, like Kev said, like, did I always have that, like, willingness to go and tackle people and get the ball back? Like, he got that side out of me, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I probably no had that if I was like 13. My dad always says that to me, like, I forgot that you could actually go and tackle people and get in people's faces until this season. So a guy called Jimmy Burns, he was called, and he was like that, like old school, and just wanted you to go and get in people's faces and work hard, and just probably in terms of going out and working hard every week and working hard every session was probably him. That was when I was about 13. So,
do you think you'll get into coaching and management?
I've said this to Sile, and it never ever appealed to me until maybe about a year and a half ago. See, watching him, like see at Peterhead, the way he's going to business, and I've seen him make boys better as well. See, some of the boys at Peterhead, they come in half decent players and that, but he made them. Like the wee boy Grant Savory, I think he came on, and he's went to Queen's Park. See, like, Si for him, he was perfect. Like Aiden was saying, like kind of coaching the way we play, was perfect for him. So see, watching him like going about, and he's passionate about it. I've started to think, like he'll text me and ask me about things, and it makes me think more about the game. I used to say, but like, I think a lot of people that when I'm still playing, think, it's not for me. But as older I'm getting, and what I say, like watching him, the way he coaching, like making players better, helping younger players out, and having his passion for it. I start to watch games now and see like. I know normally just sit and watch a game, and now I take it in and actually think about where players are, where they're playing, whatever. So I probably would like to get into it now.
I think Dale said that he
was quite,
didn't initially think about it until he's 41, and he only thought about it one side. He hadn't thought about it until Si asked him, so you never know. It might be one
first team coach.
There'll be a job coming up. First team of
how slow did I get out there?
We just need to get the sponsor silence over done with. There could be an opportunity there.
Right, Con, here we go. The biggest characters in your career you've played with?
Probably our youth team. We'll go back to Midge.
Have you any stories about him, Con?
I used to be petrified in me. Let's see when I was in full time. Like he was a year above, but we shared the changing room at Barrowfield and that, and like just things like he'd switch the lights off, then you know the changing room like at Barford, switch the lights off and he'd look at the bag of boys, just empty them, start leathering them about like. But then like, even let's see, remember you get the poles for like training, they've got the javelin bit at the bottom, the big spike. You'd be stood and you'd just go like, launch it, so you'd have to like move your feet. But he'd done it to Caddis, like Paul Caddis, and threw his boot, done it. And threw his boot, and I don't know how it went through him between his big toe and his wee toe, and he was just stunned there like that, and the big javelins through the middle of his toe.
Fuck.
I bet he'd be one of them. The boy Martin Boyle, you know him, he's it.
Martin Boyle.
Martin Boyle at Hibs.
Hibs?
Aye, that was in Dundee. I was in Dundee with him. All he wants to do is drink Jaeger bombs. That's what he wants to do. Try and who else there is. But Midge would probably definitely be one of the biggest.
Was Rocco Quinn, was he a character?
He was a character, man. He was old before his time. We went to holiday at Napa and we were all going to water park, was it, one of the last days, and he was sitting in the balcony with a can of 4 Caliber and he's like, I'm not sitting reading a newspaper on the balcony. He used to actually, we used to go on nights out with him and remember you get the Jacobs watches?
Aye.
And the thing was, we'd be like, I think we're getting in tonight, and I'd be like, just roll up his sleeve and go like that. I think we're getting in tonight. Like, pointing his watch, like, of course we're fucking getting in. What we call it? Like, of course we're getting fucking in tonight. Then you go and get fucking knocked back anyway. So.
I bought that watch.
No, he was.
I bought that watch and I fucking took it
for ages, wasn't it?
I know, Beckham had it and I thought I'm buying it. Bought it and I fucking took it back because I'm embarrassed. I thought, that's not me. It's not me.
Nah, there was a big stage I was buying them. With Rocco, he was.
Any other ones that comes to the mind? We'll get you back on because we've missed a lot of the
It's been tremendous, mate.
Brilliant, innit?
I'm trying to think, man, is that meant to see that like through, it's more all the youth team ones, that boy Gary Fraser was one of Midge's mates, they two were, that's one Si says about playing the naked table tennis, wasn't it, when Tommy was saying how professional the place was, that was them two.
Was it?
Two of them used to just get in the squad all the time, just walk in like, who wants it, and they just start dragging the people out of
What was that again? Did Tommy bring somebody?
Tommy was saying to Si, like, come through, he's like, look, dead professional, and he walked in and they were like naked, playing like, the boots and like socks on. Honestly, man.
Youth team days were the best, though, weren't they?
Carnage.
Just the amount of stuff you used to get up to.
If I could go back 20 years and all my football career,
I'd go right
back to the youth team days. Because he did not give a shit.
Michael McGlinch, you know him?
Aye, he went to Australia.
What was it Midge done to him? Turned the lights off. Remember, used to jobby things, you all remember that?
How sober were they, mate?
Mate, honestly, the lights were off and all you had was, I was like, what? And I switched the light on, turned in, he'd been out reading something, Midge is obviously up behind him, done that, and he couldn't train for like 2 days, done something, he's like, and honestly, like, tears were running down, he just turned in, he's like, no, that's all, he was chalk white, man, I think he went to the toilet to be sick, no?
Fucking unbelievable.
Oh,
What's the job?
You don't remember that? I'd be on your time, man.
Did you ever train under Lenny when I was there?
I think I would have, aye.
Terrifying, wasn't he?
He was a scary man.
He's the scariest man
he was
I've
a
ever
reserve coach then he moved up, so
Yes, we was.
it was weird, they just like, changed it. I didn't mind training him with the reserves, but it's different.
Aye.
It's
It was about
like
5
that.
years, wasn't
See, when he was a manager, and he used to, obviously I wasn't in the university team,
No,
but when he was in the changing room still at night when we would come in to train, see if he would be in the gym, him and is it Parker?
Gary Parker,
I was his assistant.
He was at
and the
Celtic
two,
as well.
see when you used to walk into the gym, the place would just be silent
Mate,
because they two were in.
Aye.
But nobody would speak a word until they
You're
left.
scared to say it, man.
But see, one night Eddie May was the head of youth and he pulled me into his office and Lennon was standing there and I was like, oh no. And he was like, alright then Aiden, Lennon was saying this to me. I'm saying Lennon as if I know him, no, Lennon was saying that to me. He's like, right then Aiden, I've heard that about you. Who do you support? And I was like, Celtic. And he was like, Celtic? And he was looking at Eddie May. I was like, no, kidding on Rangers.
Honestly, he was scary, man.
Yeah, I've never seen MD be an order like that when he walked about.
That was scary, man.
Terrifying.
Even training that, like, Si spoke about you get the ball away and that, he's just slotty for the rest of the training sessions. Like saying, what's he doing training with? He's shite. And he's like,
Mate, it's like his boy,
Gallagher.
boy plays with Thistle.
Did you coach him, Robbie?
I didn't coach him.
I actually seen that made me feel old, 'cause I remember
mate, he was
him
like
in a
Lennon's
buggy
boy.
at Parkhead and that, and I've seen him start playing for Party.
Aye, but he's, see, to be fair to Lennon, he would go to every game. But he was so passionate on the side and that.
Oh, fuck.
And sometimes sometimes with parents see me work with a youth team. When parents are like that, you're like, right,
Aye.
but see at the same time, I actually thought, you know what, fair play, because he obviously didn't have a job at the time. He didn't have a club at the time, sorry. And he got to know all the boys and that as well, so he'd speak to them all, and I think the boys quite liked that. You could tell he was proper invested in it. But you could see, I was like, you're looking at him thinking he's going to be in a job in the next few months, because it was like kicking every ball and saying, what's he there for and all that, and I thought, you know what, fair play him.
Let me see, did you play the game at, we played against Queen of the South and me and Gous were fighting? My first game.
On pitch?
Guys was moaning me, I'm like, fuck off.
He's
Just one of the wee ones, and he went, what did you just say to me? Chases up the pitch.
He's angry.
I was talking to the ref, I went. How angry was he?
He was angry. He probably is the angriest guy in Scottish football.
Lennon used to send him in all the time.
Will just erupt, like go nuts. Aye.
Wow.
I remember seeing him dancing.
Is that what
You
you
ever go to the Hong Kong Sevens?
A few times, mate.
You ever go to the Hong
Oh,
Kong
mate, I went. Did you go to that?
I went to him about 4 years in a row. And then was it Gowser, and that's like William McStay. We won it one year. And maybe get the night out at the end of
Oh, mate, it was
last
brilliant,
night.
wasn't it?
Well, he's like, make sure he take care of him. 10 minutes and he was dancing to a taxi in the middle of the street and the wee guy's going nuts at man. I was like, he's like jumping, shouting at me. And I'm like,
Do you remember back in the room?
God, man. Yeah?
Remember Lee's room? Remember name that night? That can't
No
be,
comment.
I'm going
No
to say
comment.
that. Boys, this
I
is
should end that,
unbelievable.
but that's
And there's so much more to talk about, but unfortunately, the time's up, Robbie.
Put a part 2 in there with these two guys.
Aye, I
Mind you
think
were there
so.
was somebody to come on, weren't you?
Aye.
Shite.
No chance.
I don't think.
Ryan Conroy was on right enough.
You've been brilliant, mate. 20-year-old pal, you came on and spoke
They
like
get
that.
Cookie back on as well, innit? He wasn't happy, he was getting slaughtered
Cookie?
all night.
Cookie,
Aye.
to be fair, he was doing the same sponsored silence as
Nah,
See,
he
we
wasn't-
fit the
he wa-
Cookie, I killed
Gaz,
Cookie.
no, but it's hard. Like, see, because Gaz was just.
Aye. You weren't interested in Cookie?
No, do you know what it was, right? So this sheet here is,
Wasn't he happy,
I'll
man?
tell the punters watching, this sheet here is notes here for us to go, we read off it, right? But you have to come out, you have to be yourself, we get a robot. Right,
Yeah, I should have been reading that the whole time.
or they get, or like it's like a robot. So we have to be our own personality and come out. But on the sheet that time with Gaz and Cookie, it was Gaz's career and then it was a wee bit about Cookie. But I fucking read all Gaz's career and then I went, Cookie, what about yours then? And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake,
Just said to
tell
the
Cookie.
Cookie, how have you enjoyed the podcast?
No, it was
about
no, I think it was Reagan. Reagan says to me, he's like, Cookie, you're quite quiet all night. And I think he's like, look, if you want to have a pop up, man, let's get out of there. Reagan just went like, shit, I sell,
He's a scary bastard, Cookie.
Some set off.
Right, let's do a wee one to finish here with the boys. We'll no dating hag, because I said the worst dress was Bars was a joke and he fucking got to punch my head off at the time.
What is it?
Remember I didn't said Bars was the worst dressed. I was only joking. I've never seen Bars on like part for the open goal gear. So I said he was the worst dressed. We'll no do that.
To be fair, after
No,
that,
ask us because you're
after that, he came in with a pair of fucking the worst dress
Is
ever.
he the worst dress?
He came in, what is it? He came in with a pair of Calvin Klein trainers. What were they, man?
White and red
Must have got
Calvin
the free
Klein
with a pair of
trainers.
boxers.
They're like
Like, it
the
was
flattest trainers I've ever seen in my
I know,
life.
they're
strange,
nice.
weren't they?
I came up the game and he said to me, big man, you're dressed like a bouncer.
That's what he said. I
Barzo's a great guy.
don't think I've ever seen him with his normal clothes, was he?
Well, on the night
No,
out,
it's just doing
his
goals.
night
I
out,
can't remember the night out. I'm saying that's the night.
It was alright, it was alright the night out. Right,
He's
he's got burgundy sliders and all, Basil. Burgundy sliders. Like
They're
heart
belters.
sliders. They need to go.
Nah, they're
They're
nice.
not that bad,
They're
aye.
terrible.
Who would you say is the funniest? Brock, guys.
Rock or Gaz, aye, but doing it different ways.
You're funny. Oh boy, he's been absolutely brilliant. Do you want
good.
to end yet? Conroy, can I just finish with you on your 5-a-side team for your career? Goalkeeper, 4 players. And we end it there because we need to get
Trying
this
one
back on.
goalkeeper I've played with.
You know how to pick Basel.
Nah, I'm not picking Basel now. Probably, well, Aiden, take him.
This one.
This one, yeah.
I had him in it last night and it was fucking shite, so no.
Let's just do
I
that.
would have done the 5 team.
Aiden. Trying. Strikers. I'm going to take
Fucking hell, Ian, you want to start?
I know, I can't think, man.
Josh Doig. Striker that night your debut.
Eh?
Josh Doig yourself.
Your debut.
Hesselink.
Nah, he wouldn't have.
No, I wouldn't put him in the 5-a-side, no. He did it. I can't even think,
You're
man.
running a wing to across it for him. Right, your advice.
You must have
I just
played
crossed into the goalkeeper,
you
you
must
see
have
me,
played
man.
with some impressionable players if you can't think.
What about Dundee? You played with
I can't
Dundee?
think, man.
You played ages, didn't you? Dundee?
Gavin Ray, take him. He was
Gav
good.
Ray, aye,
He was
decent
good.
player, aye.
He was good at
You have
Dundee.
to some players on me, didn't you? I should have told you before we started to get you a wee bit.
And I'm expecting a big team, to be fair.
Can't think, eh?
No tall as in big names.
Well, Nakamura player, I'll take him.
I was going to say, I was literally thinking when you mentioned that.
How many's I've got? She's in the goal. I don't want a goalie,
Habibi,
man. Fuck head goalies, man.
Gavin Ray in the middle.
I'm not taking Mark Brown anyway in the
Take
goal,
Tom
man.
Servey.
Tom Servey, man.
Remember him?
Oh, he was I'm not taking... I can't think. I don't think I've ever played with any good goalies, man. Been serious.
Devin Basil.
Nah.
Confidence is shot.
Devin
I'll take me Div, actually.
J-Lo?
Nah. His knees are fucked,
No,
innit?
him. Aye,
Dev.
if his knees
Let's
were
I'll
better.
take me Div. He
Devin
can play in
Gordon.
it. He needed an extra player. He can come in and play.
Who's
as
your
well.
striker?
I'm not taking Hesselink. Pizzo.
Pizzo's good.
He's made on.
Pizzo.
what a
Aye,
team.
he was a Dundee.
Great team by...
Boys, you've been absolutely brilliant. Do you know what I was
Games?
actually thinking though, right? See, because we're going to obviously do this through the full season, I think we'll just get... Because see, somebody said the other day when the boys have all been on, hey, come on again.
Aye.
You know what I mean?
Mate, I think they've set a standard.
It's been very good. Has that been your favourite, Robbie, today?
It's been my favourite, aye.
I thought you've been absolutely amazing, Aidan and Conroy. Brilliant.
Thought you just got to say Aiden there.
There we go.
That's like after a game, innit?
Boys, I'll see you Thursday night. Thanks very much. Well done.